Hey, Jack,
Send it, bro.
what do all Star Wars minifigs suffer from?
What?
Separation anxiety. Oh,
Wanna buy some dead stick? Roger.
Jedi.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
Always a pleasure to meet you.
And my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi.
Oh my goodness. Hello, explorers. I'm Charlie, and welcome to episode 123. And as always, thank you very, very much for joining us. Now, if you like what you hear, please leave us a rating on your podcast provider of choice. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're joining us via YouTube.
yes, and welcome back, or welcome if you're brand new. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
And finally, I'm Jack, the quiz master. Let's start with you, Jimmy. How's your week been, bud?
Well, pretty chill, I guess. Big life changes, but sometimes they're needed. So, Monday will start my first day of a new life, I guess you'll say, or new front. So it's been relaxing.
Nice.
It's been chill. I'll start stressing out tomorrow when I'm looking for new things to do with myself, life, job wise. How about you, Charlie?
I'm doing good. As you guys can see, I've got a chair, I've got a table, we've upgraded. I'm no longer sat on the floor, which means you also get to see even more of my lovely bookcase. Got some Star Wars books behind me, very on brand. Jack, how are you doing, buddy?
Yes, not too bad. Decent week. Lots to talk about in Force Encounters. Last week was a good week. Question-wise as well. Question I asked, who was the loyal servant to Jabba? It was, of course, Bib Fortuna. And this week's question for the lovely listeners and viewers is, in Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, who is the person that voices Luke Skywalker? Charlie, what fun fact have you got for us?
Our fun fact this week is also Lego themed. Did you know there are over 928 Lego Star Wars sets and 1,389 minifigures in total? And the first Lego sets based around the original trilogy were released all the way back in 1999.
Were you born yet, Charlie?
Yes, I was. I was 4.
Nice. Right. Let the Lego puns begin. So Lego, look at this week's Force Encounters. Cool, right, I'll start us off. I've got a whole host of Force Encounters. I'm going to start off with a quiz. We've been trying different days, seeing how many people can get on, what works best. And going forward, I think we're going to stick to Fridays. Going to stick with 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Again, it just depends on the people's timing as well when they can get on. Obviously, it doesn't help my fellow Brits because they'll be well asleep. But might look at something to do on the weekend for those guys and girls over there as well. So, you know, you're don't get left out. Also, I finally completed the Lego Brickheads collection. Got a whole host of stuff coming your way. So you're going to be checking those out. And then last but not least, my illustrious co-host back here, Tessa, has won a Star Wars prize. And it is amazing. It's a book and magnet playset. Why is this amazing? Because there's a whole host of magnets into your own little scenarios and scenes. It's just littered with goodness. Who is this made by? What can magnet playset? Rise of Skywalker. Who's this one made by? Studio International Fun. $21.99 Canadian dollars, 16 US dollars. So it's probably about 17, 18 pound in the UK. But yeah, definitely worth something for the little ones. Keep them entertained. That is me for this week's Force Encounters. Charlie, on to you.
So first and foremost, I would like to request a Tessa review, please, because I thoroughly enjoyed her review of Fortnite last time. Happy to sort that, please, and thank you.
Good shout.
So I've not had the most Star Wars weeks, but I have been catching up on Rebuild the Galaxy because I never actually finished watching season 1. So I know, shock horror. I've had a really cozy, lazy Sunday, curled up on the sofa with a blanket, watching season 1 straight into season 2. And we'll get to this later on in the show, but I have had so much fun. I've got my Jar Jar t-shirt on that says, "This is gonna be messy," because themed. Jimmy, what is your Force Encounters this week?
Yes. So I've been real busy on the YouTube side of things, and we got our issue number 7 of Marvel Jedi Knights up and out. Pretty pleased with that. I apologize for the microphone. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with my microphone, but every time I enhance my voice, it does weird things to it. So I'm working on that, folks. I apologize, but I do think the story's coming along. You should check those out. We have all 7 issues now. I've got 3 more, and then I got a cheeky surprise, as they say across the pond. I had ordered this back in the summertime, and I know if you're not watching on YouTube, I'll describe it to you, but we all know what a big Ben Kenobi fan I am. So I got this vintage collection piece. It's new. Yeah, I was, obviously, like I said, joking around, lots of things going on. It's always difficult, lots of emotions, roller coaster. So this was a really nice surprise on Friday. This came, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I opened it up, and I was like, "Oh, I really want to take this out of the box, but I won't. But I really, really want to, because I like the Kenobi. This is old Ben Kenobi. This is from episode 4. His cloak and even his Jedi robes and stuff are there. You can see the fabric and stuff like that. So they're really pretty. This vintage collection. This is kind of, I think, my first one of these I've collected. But I have controlled myself mostly. I need to do a video on like all my Kenobi stuff and Chewie and Ahsoka stuff, but yeah, so I won't be going crazy on these. But folks, if you're into the 3 3/4 figures, this vintage collection is awesome. Just beautiful. If you're getting into it, or you want to find a place to start collecting, I think it's a pretty cool place. I got that on Amazon. It just kind of popped up in my feed over the summer, and I clicked it, and what a lovely surprise. I think it was supposed to come until October, so the Force is with me. And I am with the Force, so there we go.
Nice. Okay, speaking of Force, now let's head over to this week's news coming out of Batu.
The people in this crowd will soon be among almost 40,000.
For those who are among the 900 with news media or promotional tickets, the sneak preview probably will be the only chance to see the Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, so Star Wars fans were spoiled again this past week with another image from Starfighter. Introduced to the world this week by a first look picture of the amazing Ryan Gosling and co-star Flynn Gray, looking distinctly sun-soaked, floating on what appears to be the Mediterranean Sea. Thoughts and feelings? Are we excited? Jimmy, I know you posted something up again on this on YouTube and was brutally attacked. How are you feeling, bud?
Yeah, no, I don't care what people think. I was just, I like it. I don't realize people aren't focusing on the guy standing behind Flynn Gray. I'm like, hey, there's a guy. Like, this is not from the movie, folks. Like, this is they're doing, they're setting something up. There's a random guy behind Flynn Gray that you can't see all of them. It's that same weirdo from Mando season 2 or whatever. But I liked it. I think it looks great. I'm just glad they're not on a desert planet. I'm sure they're probably headed to one in this scene or something. But I don't know. I think they look great. There's some speculation going on. Different people I've seen reported. I've reported it. Cade Skywalker, possibly. I think that's a bit of a stretch. They look a lot alike. There's no, you need to watch the video. It's only like 2 minutes long. Just some comparisons between it. I don't know a ton about Cade, but I love it. They look great. Ryan Gosling and then this Flynn Gray kid. He looks great out there. He's going to be a good addition to the Star Wars universe. I'm excited for him.
I love it. I love all the theories and everything coming up. Again, mention it. Check it out on YouTube. Jimmy's about to video up on there. I read somewhere today actually that it was filmed in Italy, or it was pictured in Italy. This scene. So yeah, what's your thoughts on it, Charlie?
I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Like Jimmy, I'm delighted that we're not on a desert planet. I'm sure we will visit a desert planet at some point in the film, but
it's a Star
to
Wars.
have this be our first look image. I mean, it is Star Wars, you're right. This is our first look image, and we're on the ocean. I love when Star Wars gets to indulge in like water planets. Camino is so beautiful. The Mon Calamari planet in Mandalorian, like it's such like a different kind of imagery for Star Wars, and they look very tanned, obviously enjoying themselves. I love the costumes. I think it looks beautiful. I think it looks absolutely beautiful.
Looks lived in too, doesn't it? It doesn't. It's not going to have
yes.
that. It looks lived in to me, and I'm excited for that. I did have a question for you both, though, and I don't want to necessarily take credit for this. I was watching Mike over a guy who loves Star Wars while I was editing that video. So, but they brought up a really good point on his show. One of his listeners or one of his viewers, and they're like, "Is it weird that we've gotten 2 photos of this movie that comes out in 2027, and we've got nothing from Mando and Grogu in 2026? Is that concerning to anybody?" So,
not concerning, but I do wish Disney would sort their scheduling out. Like Marvel would never. I know that might be controversial of me to say, but Marvel would never like this. That it feels like they are constantly flying by the seat of their pants, and nobody really knows what's going on. So, yeah.
They're too busy trying to keep their license over there.
Yeah. So our next bit of news is, I don't know if anybody's had their ear to the rumor mill this week, but supposedly, I think at the start of this week, Jar Jar, please. At the start of this week, we were supposed to be having a Mando and Grogu trailer, and then it wasn't until it was on like Monday, and then it wasn't until Wednesday, and now the rumor mill is saying that a trailer is imminent. So thank you to Star Wars Newsnet for this. The first trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu, which was previously rumored to drop earlier this week, is ready and could be released as soon as next week. This will put the trailer out in time to be attached to screenings of Disney's upcoming Tron film, which appears in the theaters in October the 3rd. The Heat Vision newsletter from The Hollywood Reporter indicated that Disney and Lucasfilm have their first trailer for the film ready. There's been some buzz on social media, some rumors dropping, saying that the trailer was coming on Friday, but it's now been delayed till next week. The Hollywood Reporter didn't mention this, just that Disney is sitting on a trailer. I'm guessing it will be the trailer that was shown at the celebration, like a little sizzle reel. And so for Jimmy and Jack, this is like old news. But regardless, I'm excited, I guess.
Surely not. Surely it's going to be a different trailer.
I mean, what they showed us at celebration was a kind of a hot, sloppy mess, I thought. Like I remember people complaining in Chicago about the Mando, and I don't remember it being that bad, but this one, I was like, oh, like you can't even tell. Like, I don't know. It just was a bunch of flashes, different scenes. There's some cool stuff, all action. There's zero. Jack, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there was zero like talking or zero like nothing showed the. There's no way if they show that sizzle reel that anyone will have any idea what's happening in this film. And maybe that's what they want. They love their secrecy. We left there without any clue. We had some cool action scenes, some stuff like Clone Wars connection stuff. But I would assume that it's going to be something different because this was kind of a mess. But I don't know.
Yeah, he suspects. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been nearly. It's not even been a year, has it? Since celebration, it feels like it has.
Like 6 months or so, maybe.
Yeah. No, I can't see him putting the same footage out. Surely not. I don't know.
Yeah, because it was a weird. I mean, I know you can find it out there. It was real just conjointed. It was not like in Chicago. We got to see like the Mando walking through Navarro. And then heading in to meet the client, we got to see like that whole scene of him walking through, and people were complaining, blah blah blah. It's so chip. But this was just like flash scene, and none of it was really incoherent. I thought action packed. Don't get me wrong, but it was lacking, if you will.
Yeah, no, you're right, bud. You're right.
But I'm excited. I wonder, too, if you guys want to... well, Charlie, you're probably not even old enough to remember this, but Meet Joe Black came out. Good movie. Brad Pitt's the devil, or some reincarnation of such.
Yeah.
You have to watch the movie, right? He's a handsome one, but they put the trailer to, was it Revenge of the Snow? Was it Phantom Menace they put
Phantom
on there?
Menace.
Yeah, Phantom
It's Phantom
Menace.
Menace.
So
No way going with
Meet
this.
Joe Black's sales, like this is like not a rom-com. This is like a drama. I don't even know what you would call this movie because it's not a romantic comedy by any means. But the sales for that show went to skyrocket. And this is before the internet, though. So as soon as this comes out, but I can't imagine Tron Ares is going to do great. So maybe this is a way for them to pull people into it.
Yeah.
If you have to go. But I mean, as soon as it goes up on that screen for the first time, it's going to be on YouTube in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
100%, mate. 100%.
Be curious. I'm curious though. I love how these rumors get started. Like, I want to know who starts these rumors. Like, I want to know the person who's like, hey, there's going to be a thing, and if it's like leaked from, Disney's doing it themselves, like they're pushing out to certain people, like, hey, we might be dropping this.
It's Kathleen Kennedy, dude. She's there in the Sith Road, mate. Internet on, like, I'll get these.
No, good for her.
Usually,
if it's her, good for her.
That'd be class.
It is some dude on Twitter who claims to be like an inside source, and he only publishes it behind his Patreon, which then gets leaked onto the internet. So I don't trust anybody at this point. I don't trust any of it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, things that we do know are true. Let's move on to that, I guess. So Andor has some success at the Creative Arts Emmys, one of the award ceremonies that comes before the official Emmys. Andor won the following categories: Outstanding Production Design for a Narrative Period or Fantasy Program, 1 hour for Who Are You? It's a great one. Luke Hall, Production Designer, Toby Britton, Supervising Art Director, Rebecca Alway, Set Director. Outstanding Fantasy Sci-Fi Costumes for Harvest, Michael Wilkinson, Costume Designer, he is the costume designer, sorry. Kate O'Farrell, Costume Supervisor, Richard Davies, Assistant Costume Designer, Paula Fajardo, Assistant Costume Designer. Outstanding Picture, they won for Outstanding Picture Editing for a Drama Series for Who Are You? Jan Miles, ACE Editor. Outstanding Special Visual Effects in a Season or a Movie, and there is a whole slew of people that won that, and I am not going to butcher their names. This reminds me when Jack used to make me read off all the new followers, and but on the big night itself, Star Wars achieved Outstanding Writing for a Drama Series. Dan Gilroy Andor for Welcome to the Rebellion. Speaking to Variety later on, Gilroy praised his brother and Andor showrunner Tony Gilroy, saying he had a lot of trepidation going into Star Wars show. He didn't want to F it up, okay? But he took a gamble like everyone else on the show took a gamble, including Bob Iger. God bless him, and it paid off. So, yeah, I mean, I know we talked about that a little bit. I didn't know about the I know there's a lot of subcategories and things like that they do, but it's good to see them getting awards that we knew they should get. I'm still, and somebody, I think it was on our somebody commented, when we had Brando last Tuesday, Jack and I had Jedi and the Mailman, and someone mentioned on there, like, not necessarily snub because, have we seen all these other performances? So I kind of wanted to retract a little bit and be like, I don't, we love them. We want them to get all these awards. We want more attention brought to Star Wars. I did not mean to take away from anyone who's deserving of those awards. I mean, all those actors and things like that deserve, because what they do is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, so, but hats off to them. They must be some really dang good shows, though, if they're keeping Genevieve O'Reilly and Diego Luna out of even being nominated.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I think that's all the news we have. Shall we jump over to the main topic?
Let's do it.
It's just a simple jump to hyperspace and we're there. What's so tricky about that?
Plenty. Can't plot a direct course to Kessel. You might want to buckle up, baby.
All right, folks. So today we're recapping Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, Pieces of the Past. So if you've not watched it, hit pause. Go sit on your couch. About hour 45, maybe.
Less than that.
A little less than that, probably. But you are in for a treat if you forgot to watch season 1, Charlie, make sure you do that first, because it does just pick up right where that left off in a beautiful way. But this is your spoiler warning. Moving forward, we're going to talk about is it a cameo when a Lego character shows up? I don't know. But the surprises, the crazy builds, all that kind of fun stuff. And if you have kids and you're trying to get them into Star Wars, this might be a great place to start. Jack will talk about that a little bit, I'm sure. So, because I mean, how many times have you watched this now, Jack?
3, mate. 3 total watch throughs.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been an emotional weekend. So yeah, we'll break it down and then rebuild the series brick by brick. So first question, nice and easy as we'll go through, and we'll just literally wing it because we're dead professionally at Explore Force. Is did we all enjoy it? Let's go to you, Charlie. Did you enjoy it?
I absolutely loved it. I genuinely, I always seem to forget how fun and how good the jokes are in anything Lego, whether it's Lego Batman, whether it's Lego Star Wars. I was rolling in my seat for the entire 4 episodes, and for season 1, which I ended up watching as well, just so I could catch up. It was brilliant. It's animated beautifully. The plot, it's one of those shows that feels both for kids and adults. Like, there's things in there that kids can follow and love, and there's some really beautiful storylines about like kind of being true to yourself and like staying close with your friends and helping other people and being a good person, whilst also a lot of jokes for like the deep cut Star Wars fans that I'm sure we'll get into as we go through this. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Jimmy, what did you think about it?
Yeah, the hype, coming in, you're always a little bit worried that is it gonna be as good as season 1 with something like this. I thought it was. I don't know if it exceeded it. I think it's right on par with it, though. I think that they're like in lockstep with one another. Like you said, all the themes kind of running through both series, season 1 and season 2, and just the jokes and the voice acting and, just the animation and everything like that, just spot on. I really loved it. High praise. I loved it. It was good times. I haven't got a chance to watch the second time. I would like to, but, we'll see.
Yeah.
Jackie boy, you've watched it 3 times, so
three
I hope
times.
you liked it. I hope you liked it.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Like I said at season 1 as well, it's light-hearted fun, and in a funny way, it sort of mocks the Star Wars universe.
A couple times.
People, some people didn't want to happen or didn't want to see, etc. Like the Darth Jar Jar thing, again, absolutely resonates with so many people. There's loads of little quirky things in it that I absolutely love, which we will go through. But yeah, I think it's awesome, massive selling point, I think, for Disney, let alone Lego, just to get the word out there again, trying to keep different generations in touch with Star Wars. Big fan of the banter. I think if I was to rate this out of Porgs, I'd go for a solid 8.5 Porgs. Like I mentioned, again, light-hearted fun, family fun. Yeah, it's nothing too serious. You can just chill out, watch this with the kids, or even by yourself while you're building Lego, etc. But there are things in it that did make me cringe a little bit, and at the same time, I mentioned it does sort of mock the Star Wars fandom a little bit. I think at points it goes a bit not too far, but it is like
it takes some shots for sure at people.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you,
stupidity of some. I think it's fun that they can poke that Disney's allowing them to poke fun.
Yeah,
a little bit at Disney, a little bit at the fandom, and people should just take it with a grain of salt. It's just funny, But yeah, there's a couple, and there's one that I was like, oh, and I should have written it down. I forgot, but maybe you guys have it.
One of us will have it. 100% one of us have it. So yeah, for me, I'm going to go for 8.5 out of 10 Porgs. Charlie, how many Porgs are you giving it?
I think I would give it about close to you. I think I would give it a solid 9 out of 10 Porgs. It only loses 1 for. So obviously I know that Lego exists in kind of its own separate canon, and I really, really like when they play with that and they mess around with that. I think the only thing that I struggled with is the concepts of force builders and force breakers. I feel like those are such new concepts that you do kind of have to pay quite a lot of attention to what's going on. Otherwise you do end up, there were a couple of points where I was like, what what's going on. I feel like if I was too busy looking at the background gags, I was missing what was happening in the story. So there were a couple of like narrative moments where I was like, oh no, I'm a little bit lost. Hang on a sec. I need to rewind. I need to catch up. So yeah, it only loses like one porg. I clearly have thicker skin than the two of you because poke all of the fun at me as a Star Wars fan as you want, because that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was
Go on,
good.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I thought that was one thing I noticed too, is I don't remember them talking so much, builders and breakers in the first season. I don't remember. I don't even know if I heard that. There was a lot of it this time, though. Like almost like they're starting their own canon for Lego Star Wars, right? Like, I think I'd give it a 9. The only thing I'd take, and I know why they have it in these little pieces, like they have it in 4 episodes. I kind of would just prefer it to be a movie that played out. Give me an hour and 15 or whatever, and just let it play, because it kind of breaks the momentum.
Yeah.
However, I totally understand it, and I'm not, if you're, given my situation right now, I was able to sit down and watch all 4 straight through when it came out. But if you can't, then it's a nice place you can start and stop. But I do think it loses a little bit of the momentum. I just do kind of wish it was just like one shot straight through, or it gave you that option. I guess maybe that'd be kind of nice. I think I did like every opening. I guess that's the one bonus about the opening credits is different logos and different things happened in each opening credit. So I did like that. So I guess that's, I'll give it a 9.5 because that was cool. So there we go, 9.5.
Okay, fair. Obviously, I'd seen somewhere that Screen Rant had said it was on par with Andor, which I thought was funny. Completely different vibe to Andor. So I don't know where Screen Rant got that at all. It's not a dig at Screen Rant at all. The stuff they do. I thought that was quite hilarious. Obviously, we've got the 4 episodes of Lego Star Wars. Again, we've mentioned our Porgs rating. Now, is there any standout episodes for anybody? Jimmy, I'm going to come to you first.
I think the first one for me, because it kind of set the tone for the whole thing. And and I don't know, we're not doing like spoilers yet or not. I mean, I guess we are, but the first person that shows up after he has his little dream and like their first kind of reversal of Star Wars canon with Asajj Ventress, I thought that was pretty. We can dive into that stuff, right?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So the Day Sisters, you don't even realize it, but they're on Dathomir. And it's all beautiful and happy. And Asajj actually, I think she in episode 4, she gives a "Come with me if you want to live," like Schwarzenegger quote. There's a couple like little brave little toaster quote and some things like that.
I got the brave little toaster references. Servo was like almost basic, like he referred to himself as a brave little droid, and I was like, that's the brave little toaster.
So I think the first episode for me, because it really set the tone, it kind of got the story rolling, and I just it pulled me right into it. Like I was, because if I hadn't enjoyed it that much, there are other things I should have been doing. I would have gotten up and walked away and done those and come back to this sometime before we recapped. But I have like almost a full page of notes from the first episode. So I just thought there was a lot of cool things in the first episode. And then, it builds and is great, but it did a good job pulling me in episode 1.
Nice. Charlie?
So for me, I think it would have to go to the second episode. I really enjoyed the first kind of like the setup and everything. And then the second episode when they really started throwing all of these characters at us and they end up in like the Force Hold. Which reminded me of the Darkhold, like from Marvel, and then also like the kind of the alternate universe that they had in Loki, where all of the characters fall through, and there's like all of these other characters.
The Void.
Very good, very, very entertaining. We'll dig into some more of those Easter eggs in a little bit, but I think that the second episode was really nice to sit back and go, I know who that is. I know who that is as well. I don't know who that is. And just like the excitement was just building and building throughout that entire episode. It was brilliant.
It was fun.
It was fast paced, and that was the episode that I really couldn't keep my eyes off the screen for.
Okay, nice. Mine's actually episode 3. And it sort of ties into the next question. So I'll dive straight into that, which is going to be favorite scene. So the reason why I liked episode 3, I love when they all reunited the Skywalker family.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was absolutely hilarious. And I love the battle barge. And I've seen Brandalorian's battle barge that he always posts on his Instagram, and it's class. And I love that Lego set. But if they release one, the Padme one from Naboo, like that would definitely take my money. It is insanely good. But yeah, I loved it when there's reuniting the Skywalker family. Mark Hamill voicing obviously Luke Skywalker in it is phenomenal. Loved it. And the Darth Vader, my gosh, like rekindling his love with the Padme. You know, I'm a 35-year-old man laughing at Lego Star Wars, for God's sake. So it's doing something right for me. Charlie, back to you. Favorite scene?
I think my favorite scene had to be when they went and was this from season 1, possibly, or season 2? I think this was season 2. When they go and visit the Jedi Council, and it's every subversion that you can possibly think of is just, it's insane. Oh my God.
Season 1.
That's season 1.
How do you think they decide that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because there's some Jedi that pop up in this season that you're like, oh, okay, Jedi. And then there's like Sith that are Jedi. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if like it's a big board and like, all right, you get to pick, and they have.
I think it's brilliant,
mate. No.
Yeah.
Actually, I tell a lie. My favorite scene was the return of Darth Jar Jar with the legs like Darth Maul. Absolutely hilarious. Had me wetting myself on the sofa with laughter. It was absolutely class and absolutely brilliant, because keep giving Ahmed Best the chance to play Jar Jar all the time, forever and ever, amen, because it's just, you can tell he is having the time of his life in that voice booth. He is, oh God, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
What about you, Jimmy?
Yeah, there's so many. I'm trying to think. I really liked the Oblivion Runner, that ship, where it was like a separatist, trade federation, like, I don't know what they call those things, like big giant sphere, and then it had like a Corvette body to it. I thought that was really kind of cool. Like, man, that would be an awesome ship to get to build. But I still like, man, there's a little scene at the end, and I caught it in Darth Ray says, because this is the scene where Jar Jar says, I wish maybe Darth Jar Jar is having like a conscience. He's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this, and maybe we should be good guys, and we should do the Force. And then they're all like start yelling at him, and then Darth Ray's like in charge of the bad guys now, and she goes, I really wish there was only 2 of us. And I thought that was pretty clever way to slide in the rule of 2, and that made me chuckle. I think that's like one of the last things that you hear, so I really like that. But yeah, so there's a ton. I think the family being together, I thought that was really cool. But it brings me to when we get to one thing we didn't like, it kind of ties into that for me. So I'll say that just that little dig at the rule of 2 from Darth Ray after Jar Jar's little rant, that was pretty fun.
Nice. Yeah, there's absolutely tons of different builds, which is obviously the next question. Any favorite Lego builds that we saw? No, it ties in nicely. Like I said, totally professional. The snow speeder for me is absolutely class.
Yeah,
love that.
I called it the Force Burner.
That's the one for the Force Burner. I think that's incredible. That's definitely going to set. I've seen a lot of people getting that as a freebie. What a freebie that is. I like the sand crawler with the attack legs as well. I don't know if any of you caught that. Thought that was nice. And then obviously I was about to call it the Death Star. The Battle Ball, was it they called it?
Oh yeah, Battle Ball. That's a much better name.
I thought that was brilliant. Nice little subtle nod as well to obviously the upcoming Death Star $1,000 build. That
was great promo. The death slices they're calling it. And then that little scene, like just running around, kind of silly. That was excellent marketing.
Brilliant marketing.
Brilliant. Like that, just well done. Because I just started laughing when I saw that, because I was like, oh man, that's smart.
And all I was thinking about when they were running through the Death Star is, I wonder if you could do that in the $1,000 Lego Death Star. Like little promotions about the trapdoor down in the garbage chute stuff, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, clever marketing. But yeah, Lego build for me. yeah, it's easily going to be that the snow speeder, the force burner. I like that. I like that design. I think that's a clever design. Charlie, any builds that caught your eye?
As far as I can tell, the force burner is actually a playset that you can buy and build.
Yep.
So I fear that I must add it to my collection because it was just brilliant. I have been longing to see flame decals on a Star Wars ship for many, many years now. And lo and behold, my dream has been answered. But I do think my favorite build either has to go to Padme's pirate ship, which was a brilliant reinvention of like Jabba's sail barge, 10 out of 10. Loved the aesthetic choices. But more specifically, it does have to go to that slice of the of the Battle Ball Death Star because, oh my goodness, I would 100% play that as a platformer game. That was brilliant. So many little nods, so many little Easter eggs, and like you said, like absolutely fantastic marketing for the release that's coming out. They know exactly what they're doing. Like the harmony between the excellence of Star Wars merchandise and Lego is just beautifully shown in that scene specifically. So yeah, 10 out of 10. I want all of it. I'm not even that, shockingly, I'm not even that much of a Lego fan, but I would absolutely have that.
Nice. Yeah. Jimmy, are you sticking with your separatists?
Yeah, that build? Oblivion Runner was such a cool ship.
Cool.
I was like, that is a really good mashup because, like, I'll be honest with you, like the X-wings with the TIE fighter wings and vice versa, that just threw me for a loop. The first time I saw it, I was like, that's just unnatural. I was like, no. But that mashup of that ship and those bodies of the Corvette, I thought was really, really clever, and it looked really, really cool. I hope that if they don't sell it, you got a lot of people who will do mock-ups and things like that. I really hope that we get some mock-ups of those because I think that's really, really cool. And then there was, I don't know if Brickheads is kind of new, right? Like it's not super like.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end with Ahsoka, and she says, "I found my people," and there's like all the Rebels crew because there's like a Hera, a Sabine, and an Ezra. I think is that a set you can get?
It's probably a nod to it that's coming out. Because again, I only just found Lego Brickheads this year, and I think they're absolutely amazing. The one I'm pushing out at the minute is Revenge of the Sith.
I've got the prequel set, which is like I've got like Jar Jar. I've got the Phantom Menace set, like Jar Jar, Padme, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Baby Anakin. I think they do them for the individual films, so I'm assuming they will do like a Rebels one at some point. But it would be so cool to like have.
Yeah, I have the Vader and Kenobi one because it's Kenobi, so like, I mean that falls into my wheelhouse. I think they're kind of fun. I didn't necessarily like. I was like, but we built them. Molly and I did a little date night. We built them, and it was kind of fun.
Yeah, there's 23 sets in total from
Brickheads.
Yeah,
all
23
Star Wars?
sets. It started in 2017.
Really?
Most of the sets were released in 2018. And they range from, like we said, Revenge of the Sith, Phantom Menace to individual ones.
I think I have the Cody over there in the box.
Yeah, so you got the Cody, is the Battle of Endor, Heroes, Phantom Menace, and Revenge of the Sith are the only ones that's like a TV series, film, etc. You got the Mandalorian Grogu one, but the rest are in duo sets like Luke and Yoda, Rey and Kylo, Leia on her own, Boba Fett and Han Solo in
I have to get
Carbonite.
Rey and Kylo.
Yeah, so it might have been a subtle nod to maybe an upcoming product then.
Yeah, that I bet you there's got to be something coming closer in December because they just kind of had their big release, and then October 1st is when the new Death Star is coming out. So, and I don't know what all's getting released that day. That's a pretty big release, but maybe closer to Christmas time, like November or something. We'll get that because that would be curious because I have a lot of like the Rebel stuff, and I kind of like matching. I have like the special Captain Rex minifig. I have the Captain Rex bucket, and then I have my Captain Rex Funko. You know what I mean? I like putting things together, kind of design. So the more of those I get, I feel like I would get. Those are pretty cool, and I loved how they did it with Ahsoka.
She was so funny.
Yeah, it was really good. So
funny to
me. Say, like, I know kind of got off track there, but I really thought that those Brickheads at the end was really cool. I've not been a huge fan of them, but I thought I'm like that's a really good idea to get like the Rebels crew and stuff like that. So
yeah, it was insane. And again, no, so I've got a little bit of a script going off target, if you like. An incredible job. It was all written by Dan Hernandez and Benjamin Sammet, directed by Chris Buckley. And the reason I'm bringing these up is because the cast, I'm not going to name all the cast because there is a whole host of people on there. But again, just getting some of the cast members in. Charlie's already mentioned it. Ahmed Best, Darth Jar Jar. You got Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, D. Bradley Baker as Darth Nubs. Gaten Matarazzo. How do you say his name? Gaten Matarazzo, isn't it?
I don't know.
Gaten Matarazzo.
There you go. Guy from Stranger Things is Sig. Kelly Marie Tan made her appearance as well as
did.
Yeah, Darth Rose.
Alan Tudyk was in there.
Yeah, Sam Witwer, Billy D. Williams, obviously. You mentioned Ashley Eckstein. Like, there's a whole host of Star Wars legends and also non-Star Wars legends in their own right. And this brings me nicely onto one of the things I didn't like. So, again, this is the next thing. I don't get why Rose Tico's so angry. That sort of grated on me a little bit.
Angry because she got written out of this third movie.
Yeah, let her be angry. Let women have their rage, Jack. God.
Like, there's angry, there's Sith angry, and then there's that angry. And I'm just like, it's a bit overkill for me.
What happens when the fandom rages on you as a person?
You're a hater. You're a hater, Jack.
I know, right?
That is 100% the fandom's fault that she turned to the dark side. What did you expect her to do?
Fair. And then my next one was Cassian's voice was just cringe.
That made me.
Goodness. How? 2 episodes. Like, Cassian's voice was like, what is this? Again, it's Lego, it's not serious. But like, all the other voices I thought were really, really good. And then Cassian and Andor.
I'm surprised he didn't voice it himself, to be honest. Like,
yeah, right.
Like, just giving around. I mean, he had like 4 lines, like, just, hey, record this real quick for us.
Yeah. And then the final point for me, not that I didn't like it, but I sort of thought, be a little bit careful here. They definitely took it a step further in, and again, I keep probably using the wrong term here, like mocking the Star Wars fandom or having a bit of banter with the Star Wars fandom. There were points in that where I like, ooh, some people might get a bit upset with the way you're going here. But yeah, 3 minor things, I think. 3 minor things. Jimmy, anything that didn't quite tickle your pickle?
You know, it's weird. For me, it's the same thing. It carries over from season 1. Greedo being Han. I don't like it. I don't know what it is. I didn't like it in season 1. I don't like it in season 2, especially with the Skywalker family all getting together. You know, because you have
great point.
All those. You know, you had that whole family. You had the whole all those generations there, and I mean, it's silly. I mean, you know, and Greedo sacrifices himself at one point. I mean, he lives or whatever, but I just don't like the fact that they replaced Han and then he's nowhere he's not in there as a bad guy or as like anything. He's just not there. And I think that's kind of weird to me that you would take a character as popular as him and not do something with him. I guess.
No, I agree.
I mean, maybe they're holding off and something's coming in season 3 with him and he's going to be a big bad or something. But honestly, when I saw that question on here, I was like, yeah. And immediately seen them like, you know, and then they get married in it and stuff. So, I know it's just fun and I'm not upset about it. It's one thing that just kind of throws me off a little bit.
And it's probably difficult voice wise as well.
Yeah, but they've got some actors who can do like, because remember like the whole thing with like Alden Ehrenreich and then the other guy that was in for it, he could do like a really good Harrison Ford impression, but like,
that's not a bad chat to be fair.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I can't remember that guy's name, but like, just hire him to come in and be Han Solo. Like everyone's like, oh, that made the movie. It wouldn't have made the movie better. Like, no, I don't think that would have fixed it. You know, like the things that I don't think that was anything to do with the movie's downfall, but they have people out there that can do it. So yeah, I don't know why it just throws me off so much that like Solo's not in it, you know, because you got Ben Solo, but then yeah, I don't know. Go ahead, Charlie. What do you think? What's you have any like? And again, it doesn't take away from it. It's just a weird thing for me.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it kind of follows off the back of Jimmy's point. Like I'm absolutely happy. Like I love this idea that they completely kind of subvert the narratives that we're so used to and are so kind of deeply ingrained in us as Star Wars fans. Like Han and Leia are together. Okay, so we'll flip Han and make him Greedo. That's great, but that automatically erases the existence of Ben Solo and Kylo Ren. Now I know that Dev Sig's brother is meant to be kind of like the Kylo Ren of the universe. He's got that anger, he's got that unsureness in him, he's got all of those elements that we recognize of Kylo Ren as a character. And obviously we do see Ben Solo in this season 2. We see him in like the fight with Cal Kestis and all of that. Spoilers. He doesn't speak in that. And it's like there's no indication of like how he ended up, where he came from, which bit of the universe he's come from. And it kind of made me sad that for all of the Skywalkers, like Ben Solo is missing. And like I watched it with Sid, and that was the only thing that she disliked about it as well, is that like her fave was missing. And I loved seeing Rey, and that was wonderful. And a special shout out to Helen Sadler, who voiced, because I legitimately thought it was Daisy Ridley. The first like 2 episodes, I was there like Stacey, that's I know that's Daisy. It's not. It's Helen Sadler. She also voiced Sorrow in Star Wars: The Old Republic, and she did Jyn Erso in Battlefront as well. She's an incredibly talented voice actor. Crazy good Daisy Ridley impression. I wish we'd have had something like that for Ben Solo. I wish he'd been a voiced character instead of this just like kind of emotive face in the background. Like it made me a little bit sad. We get all of the Skywalkers, but we don't get Kylo Ren, who is such an essential character, especially for the sequel trilogy for me. That was the only thing. That and the slightly kind of iffy narrative ideas where I was a bit like, I'm confused. I'm a little bit confused. What's going on? What have I missed? I'm sure if I rewatched it, I'd be absolutely fine. But it's kind of like foot on the gas from the second it starts. So you do kind of have to keep up.
Yeah, there's no phone surfing while you're
No.
Because you'll miss it pretty easily. Yeah, it's definitely one you got to sit down and you got to pay attention to, I think. Which is, I mean, I think that speaks to it, that it's not just fluff and you just can't like miss the first 10 minutes and know exactly what's going on.
I was literally about to say that for me is one of the things I but notice. Like if I'm doom scrolling on my phone or something, then it clearly hasn't got my attention. At no point really did I feel like I need to pick up my phone to kill some time. What's really interesting as well about all the things that we didn't like are all characters that we absolutely love in the Star Wars universe. Solo, Andor, and Solo, Ben Solo. But yeah,
it's weird.
It is. It's a weird thing, but it's obviously a little trend that we've noticed. Next thing, the biggest thing probably is the Easter eggs and the subtle nods, and they were
massive,
loads straight from the off. The Day Sister thing, Jimmy, that caught my attention straight away.
It was a great way to start the don't forget, this is a reverse universe. You know what I mean? Like nothing's as it was, and I thought that was a great way to bring it in. Nika Fuderman voiced Asajj, so that was really exciting. I love that part, man. That was so cool. And then the riding Rancors, like that's awesome.
Yes, I was about to say the Rancor was absolutely amazing, and then the subtle nod to the Rey backflip, obviously of the Rancor in Rise of Skywalker. And I know we've got loads of Easter eggs. So what we'll do here, rather than just belt feed these off, I'll give one or two. Then you go, Jimmy. Then you go, Charlie, and see if we've got the same or whatever. So yeah, the Day Sisters move one. My Rey backflip. Charlie, what have you got?
It has to be Darth Revan for me. Darth Revan and evil Obi-Wan Kenobi. 10 out of 10 to whoever was voice acting for Kenobi. Absolutely fantastic. Had a real kind of. There we go. It had a real kind of like suave. To it. Loved it. Darth Revan, absolutely amazing. Cal Kestis, I was screaming at the television. I don't think any of you understand how important this is to me, because it's really important.
Fair. Jimmy, have you got two?
Oh yeah, God, I have a list. I really liked Maul at Snow City. I thought that was hilarious.
This is fabulous. This is fabulous.
Yeah, this is fabulous. Yeah, just thinking that. So fun. Darth Ki-Adi-Mundi, and I just put, when's his birthday? So I'm really, really surprised they didn't make a joke about like, hey, it's my birthday or something with them. I think they missed an opportunity there. But I thought that was great. There were so many. Nunchuck Saber, that was pretty cool too.
That was awesome.
Those were my first three. But yeah.
Cool. Some others that I've got, we'll just keep going around till we run out, literally. I'll tie in with what Jimmy's on about there. Ki-Adi-Mundi, how awesome would he be of an evil Sith Lord? Like,
well, he's so stuffy,
right?
In the first place. So he would have been a good one.
Next one as well, I've got And this person was one of my favorite characters in it. And oddly, I think he looks amazing as a Jedi Master, and that's Sidious or Palpatine.
Yes.
The nod to all his little quotes from Revenge of the Sith that they chucked in there, the battle scene, like everything was just like perfect. And I love the character. I love the aesthetic of it as well. It looks brilliant.
Yeah, for sure.
Charlie, you got number 2?
One of my shouts has to go to the Landalorian, and that baby's name is Grogu, baby.
So friggin' cool.
Space Austin Powers is what it felt like.
Space Austin Powers, indeed, and jump to flight speed with the paw gills, absolutely hilarious.
We have to go in its mouth.
We have to go in its mouth. I will also never get over the recolored Millennium Falcon. It looks infinitely better and immensely cool. Incredible. So good.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you've got that, yeah?
I do, and it's sitting right across from me, and I'm staring at it every time we record. I have so many Legos here that I have like this weird, I don't want to take them out of the boxes, but I want to build them too, but I can't afford to buy 2 sets. So I'm just like, I'm at a crossroads, and I have no space I have built Legos everywhere. So I've got to either break things down and build new things or make some decisions. But I have a Lego, because there's underneath my table, there's Legos stacked up under here in boxes. There's Legos over there. So yeah.
Speaking of breaking things down, did you guys pick up on the fact that Darth Dev's commando ship is shaped like a Lego separator, like the tool that they give you to break Lego pieces apart?
Nice.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I don't know if I noticed that, to be honest.
No, I didn't notice that.
I have to go back and check that out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really smart, because he's a Sith breaker, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Jackson, was like a while ago we did a short video on Jackson. And then we had when we had Cavan on the show, we weren't technically supposed to bring him up, but he brought him back for which one of the certain point of view books. I can't remember which one it was, but he brought that character back, and you go all the way back to the Marvel comics, like the original Marvel comics in like the 70s, and you get that whole thing. I think I got the pin from Anaheim or London. I got the Jackson pin instead of the Ahsoka pin. I don't know why, because of being a massive Ahsoka fan, but there's something about that Jackson pin, and I grabbed it. But I thought that bringing Jackson in was really good, and taking a shot about I'm a real deep cut, so I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah.
And then his quote about the carrot and the stick, and he's all about the stick when he with. I thought that was
brilliant.
Awesome. And then what else? I had and then Pirate R2D2. Just
amazing.
Just mine as well.
I was like, it was so funny looking, and then he just like and he pulls out all of his guns and just R2 kicking butt no matter what galaxies he's in. That droid handles his business and everybody else's. So those are 2 of I really enjoyed those as well.
Cool. Other ones I've got is the Snoke stuff, not the Sarlacc pit, but the
Snoke pit.
The Snoke pit.
I loved how they introduced it and sort of had a dig as well at the fandom where they said, "Wowza, who's Snoke?" And then someone was like, "It doesn't really matter."
That was brilliant. That's the one that was like, oh, like they just totally like.
I told you one of us would have it.
Totally threw it out. Like, it doesn't matter. And then they're like, oh yeah, I picked up a bunch of these leftovers in Exegol or something, and I was like, well played.
That was absolutely awesome. Top draw. Kudos. And then the little Ahsoka shout out as well. To Darth Vader saying Sky Guy.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, that was pretty cute.
And then another one I've got, I'll pass it on to you, Charlie, is did anyone notice the battle droids, the B1s? You'll probably know more about this, Jimmy, being a Lego guy, but the print line that they have down the head, evidently clear on the series as well. Again, a nice little nod. But yeah, Charlie, you got any more?
So these ones are related specifically to Jedi Bob, who I absolutely adore. 10 out of 10.
What's his real name? Like Barbarian FO?
FO.
Yeah.
Alpha.
He is voiced by Bobby Moynihan, who is an accomplished animated voice actor and well known for his writing. He's like an alumni of SNL. He voiced Orca in Star Wars Resistance and Cecil Slack in Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Jedi Bob, also as a character, is no stranger to longtime collectors of Lego Star Wars. This is his first on-screen debut, but he also first appeared in the classic Attack of the Clones Republic gunship set in 2002. A Jedi minifigure with no name, fans later dubbed him Jedi Bob, and he's since taken on a cult status amongst Lego collectors. And on top of that, when flashing back to Jedi Bob's former life, filmmakers purposely mimicked the look and feel of early Lego commercials from the late 1990s.
I love that.
Which included framing the scene in a 4x3. Like such a nice, like such a special touch. So much of this was like a deep cut celebration for like long-time Lego fans and collectors. And I love it when the long-time aspects of the fandom are celebrated this way. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, that was really clever, I thought, when he's had those flashbacks. Like, oh, man, that's like... Because, I mean, that used to be... For people my age, I mean, like the G.I. Joe commercials and Lego commercials or Transformers, I mean, that... As a kid, I mean, those were the things, like, you were, like, glued to the television to see those commercials. You know, so it was really kind of fun. I really loved how they got all those different... They got all the different ships. They got all the different, you know, the lats and all those things. And then, of course, you got giant Chewbacca. You know, every character and Lego set, they've managed to squeeze into this. The big K2SO on the Goliath protocol, and you know the Droidicas, the big Droidicas, and things like that. And I really, really clever. You know, I think that the people who write these, and they just, I mean, they get it, Star Wars, obviously, and they have what a great imagination. And it just, to me, it's like, this is what, you know, kids are missing out on, is not having an imagination, because like you can tell these guys probably grew up playing Legos and doing different things and just had a good old time with it. So,
oh yeah. Last four mentions for me is the cheeky Darth Plagueis nod. Again, they bring it up. I can't remember what the words were. They bring it up. They call him Darth Plagueis the Silent.
Oh yeah.
Nice little cheeky nod. Speaking of nods as well, obviously there was a nod to the Bad Batch, which made an appearance in the last
Hunter
bit.
was in there.
Yeah, Amiga was in there as well.
I don't remember seeing Omega anywhere.
Yeah, she's in there. Wrecker is in there. They're all in the background. They don't really talk. And blink and you'll miss it, but there's a cheeky nod to Neil as well. There's a Lego mini of Neil. I know it's a Lego mini of Neil because I've got it on my Onyx Cinder. I think it's the bit where it's trying to rally everybody.
Oh, okay.
And then the last one, and probably my biggest one, sort of nod / Easter egg, is hearing Mark Hamill say, "May the Force be with you."
Oh,
that was really good. Yeah.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
My last shout out, the Gonk droid Servo going on a spiritual journey. I thought that was clever, and just that running narrative through the show of him going through all his emotions and finding a little Viper girlfriend, and just that was pretty fun. I thought that was pretty clever. I'm on the Brave Little Toaster reference at the beginning there, getting him on his way. So that's kind of like my last one.
Charlie, any more from you?
My last two, one is also about Servo, probably one of my favorite characters. If you know me, I love an Australian accent. I love a Kiwi accent, makes me laugh. I love it to pieces. Servo is voiced by Michael Cusack, who is the writer, leader, and director of the Adult Swim comics, which is brilliant to me because all they have done their entire time is parody Star Wars. Like some of their most popular animated videos are Star Wars parodies. So this felt like a real kind of like line of like through connection. And yeah, one of my last little things was Luke's wearing a Jaipur snippet, which is the one that like Anakin gave to Padme. And that specifically, anything to do with the Skywalker family absolutely breaks my heart every time. But that detail, I know that's something he has in like season 1 as well, but still, it's really precious and lovely. I feel like if I went and watched it again, we could do another episode about all of the Easter eggs that we missed.
Oh, probably easily.
Yeah, there's absolutely loads. Final question, because we sort of answered the last one anyway, is will there be more? I think so. I definitely think so, with the whole Rebels thing at the end. Maybe we'll see our Han Solo version of, maybe he's the next bad guy.
That's what I can only think. That, I mean, they haven't used him yet We had all the Sith breakers take off together. So who knows? Maybe he could come back as some kind of, some kind of baddie for the next one. I don't know what they'll do, but
yeah,
they're pretty creative folks. I mean, they show it every time they do these. So, but definitely for me, I think there will be a season 3.
Cool. Charlie?
So I found this out while I was doing my research. Lego don't actually have like blanket kind of ownership or like licensing over Star Wars. They actually refresh that license every kind of 5 years or so. And they recently they refreshed it in 2022. So it makes sense that they're not going to stop making Lego sets anytime soon. So I feel like it's a really beautiful way to kind of not animate, because obviously it is animated, but bring these sets. Bring these sets to life and bring these things to life. So I think it makes perfect sense that there will absolutely be a season 3, and you best believe I'll be watching it as soon as it comes out.
It's one of the few that if you go on like the Lego shop, Harry Potter, Star Wars, there's a couple that like it doesn't say like Lego Star Wars, it just says Star Wars, like because of that deal. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Interesting. So I think we're all in agreement. Massive success. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Major promotion. Watch it.
It's been so lovely to see the news this week flooded with articles from like Variety, Hollywood Reporter, these big news sites being like, this got me excited about Star Wars. This has made me love Star Wars again. This has made me really happy. This is really fun. I don't think I've seen a single article being like, didn't enjoy it, wasn't worth the watch. It's Star Wars being ridiculous again. No, this is fun, silly, goofy, but also emotional and tender and touching in so many places. Like, it feels like I said earlier in the show, there's stuff for me, there's stuff for you, Jack, for you, Jimmy, there's stuff for your kids. Like, it's all there, just wrapped up so neatly in this fun little 4-episode like mania. I had a brilliant time. Absolutely loved it.
Any final points from you, Jimmy?
No, I can't wait for season 3. It'd just be great if we got this every year and we got Tales of in the spring. So we're starting kind of our fall season with the Lego, and then we start, we come into the spring with a Tales of. If this is something we could count on, even if they change the stories or something or do different people, I'm here for it. And again, like Charlie, like you said, like there's no room for like complaining. Like, I feel like if someone complained about this, one of the bigger podcasters or YouTubers went on and said something negative, they probably would get some massive blowback. Just Star Wars fans having fun, which we should all be doing. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want more.
Awesome. Right, before we sign off, again, listeners and viewers, thank you very much for joining us. Let us know what you think of Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past. Let us know what your favorite scene was, any Lego builds that you really liked, anything you didn't like, and any Easter eggs that you spotted that we haven't mentioned. Put them in the comments. Let us know. Jimmy, over to you.
All right. If you have any questions or just want your voice heard, then DM us on our socials or send us an email or voice note at exploretheforce@gmail.com. And remember to like this episode, share it with your Star Wars friends and family. To follow us on our social media platforms, all you have to do is search Explore the Force, all one word. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Also, if you want to show your support and spread the word around by image as well as voice, then head over to Redbubble and search Explore the Force, where you can purchase unique merchandise. And a massive thank you again to every single person interacting with us on social media. You, yes, you, keep this podcast amazing.
All right. Finally, you've been listening or watching Explore the Force. We have spoken. We'll see you guys next week.